Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be having a look at our top tips on how to climb the ranks.
Please note, we do not think we're some god tier pro gamers. These are just the things we've learned from our own experiences, and we're hoping that by telling you our top tips, you can make something from them.
With that in mind, let's get started.
Tip number 1, positioning. Now, positioning can apply to a number of things, but right now we're going to talk about where to land out of the jump ship, how to position in a fight, and how to close out those final circles. Firstly, when jumping out of the ship, you want to avoid hot drops and heavy drops. Yes, they're fun, high intense gameplay, but when you're playing ranked, your focus should be on gaining RP, not on getting as many kills as you can. The best way and most efficient way to do this is to land on a quieter drop just out of the center. Also, when dropping, if you see a team is landing with you in the same point of interest, please be sure to turn yourself away from them and give yourself some time to gear up instead of taking that coin flip fight where one of you will have armor and weapons and one of you won't, and it'll just completely depend on who's luckiest or who opens the right box. Now, how do you close out those final fights in the final zone? First, you want to make sure that when there's 3 squads left, you are not the squad that starts the fight. Instead, wait until you hear them starting the fight and rotate between the fight and the zone. Sometimes they'll be fighting inside the zone and you have to wait for the perfect time to strike. But in this scenario, as long as you wait on the edge of the zone, they have to come to you, they have to leave cover, and chances are they'll still be injured from that third fight. To win a fight, you want to follow the 3 golden rules. Number 1, cover. Make sure you have cover next to you or nearby in case you start losing the trade. Number 2, stay with your team. Make sure you're getting multiple angles of fire on one person and you're not all shooting from the same doorway. If someone's trading, rotate round to the other side of them and shoot them from that way. That way, they're sandwiched and they're going to die. And number 3 is don't panic. Relax. Take a breath before you fight, okay? You're only going to get better at this through fighting, and you will miss a lot of shots. But not getting flustered when you miss those shots is how you can guarantee you're going to win that fight.
Okay, and that leads us on to tip 2. Choose your battles. This is something that Kyle doesn't do very often because he thinks he's a hero. The key to this is knowing the difference between a good fight and a bad fight. A good fight is when you know you have the advantage. Prime example is third partying. You know that those other teams are damaged because they're mid-fight. Other advantages include better positioning, as referred to in tip 1. Having good cover or even holding the edge of the zone. As you know, the zone is going to be doing some of the work for you. Now, a bad fight is when you know you're at a disadvantage. This could be through bad positioning, like no cover or not being anywhere near the next zone. Other reasons to avoid a fight are if you're low on meds, low on ammo, or if you're aware that there's other teams nearby and you can easily get third-partied or sandwiched.
And that leads us very nicely onto tip number 3. Live to fight another day. Some fights don't go to plan. Sometimes the enemy team gets a really good shot, or they all manage to jump on the same individual of your team at the same time. There are thousands of ways a fight can go wrong. But you have to get out of there when it does. You're not going to win a 2v3, especially when you're both low. So get out of that fight and live to fight another day. You can do this by playing Movement Legends, or just using the right mechanics. Either way, once you're out that fight, you have several options. One option is to med up, rotate back to the fight and try and grab the banners. Once you got the banners, you can revive them and start playing again as a team, getting them all looted up. However, sometimes that is not an option. People will sit and camp the banners. And in this scenario, we move on to tip number 4.
Tip 4. Ratting. For those of you who don't know, ratting refers to hiding in the zone, avoiding all fights and trying to survive as long as you can. That precious placement RP. You should only use this when a fight goes sideways and you're the only one on your team that manages to escape with your life. You want to find the best rat spot without travelling too far and risking running into another team. If you're unsure of any good spots, just check out these videos above that we made earlier. Once you're in a good spot, you want to stay still and be as silent as you can. Ratting is a great way to mitigate the loss of yours and your teammates' RP. This is especially useful in Gold and Plat, and your entry cost is much higher.
Rule 5. Teamwork. Communication and teamwork are hand in hand. If your teammates don't know what you're doing, they can't react. Take a second to watch this clip, and don't watch the shooting, just listen.
Caustic on me.
Caustic on you?
All of them on me.
Yeah, let's
you
try
can
it.
help
Down to one. Down to one.
I'm pushing the back door, man. Push with me, they're still here.
Falcon cracked.
One
Got it.
roof.
4-6 down here.
Yeah, I see him.
Inside.
Staying inside.
Falcon out.
There!
Falcon's low. Nice.
Knocked
Dead.
one.
All dead.
All dead.
Oh no, one more.
No,
Two more?
4-6 is in there.
High comms reported. Hit him with that shit here. Now, ignore the abysmal shooting, right? It was not my best performance. But I knew exactly where to push, how to push, and why to push, because my teammates had told me who was low and where they were. Using communication in your games will change the way you play with your team immediately, and you'll instantly start seeing those massive changes in your gameplay. Also, try having some fun. I know it's hard to do in ranked, but everyone's there doing the same thing as you, and I'm sure they're trying their best. Final few tips, guys. They didn't make it to the top 5 tips. Make sure you prepare before a game. Do a warm-up game. I know it's easy to just load up the game and press play in ranked, but doing one quick normal game beforehand to make sure that your shooting's on point will change your game massively. And also, the rule of 3. If you've lost 3 games in a row without even reaching top 10, take a break, come back stronger later.
And that's all we've got for you today. If you enjoyed our video, make sure that you like and subscribe, and you can hit that notification bell if you want.
Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Goodbye.